Well, we've got a bit of a problem. And no, it's not the sun shining in my eyes when I'm trying to record this video. And yes, that is a problem, but it is a plant-based problem. Now, some of you might remember, you might have seen it around about 2 weeks ago. I put together a video showing you my rather small, for this time of year, chili plants and my rather fine-looking aubergine and sweet pepper plants that were looking superb. And it was time they were getting potted on. They were still in the little quarter-sized seed trays, needing to be moved on into their own individual cell trays, still in the house, under the grow lights, all good. Or at least I thought it was all good. Let me show you Exhibit A from behind me, over this way. Here we go. This is what the chillies currently look like. Or, should I say, the lack of chillies. You might be able to see they have all died. Every single one of them, even though they were small, I still had a little bit of hope. A little bit of hope that they were going to survive once I'd sort of potted them on, once I'd moved them on. Once they were small to begin with. Moved them on, potted them on, fresh compost, bigger cell tray, watered just right, in good conditions. It was warm enough. The light was set at the right level for this time of year. It was all being done all right. Little bit of nutrition in the compost to give them a bit of a feed, bring them on, and they've all just given up and died. So that's not a great start. Let me bring you Exhibit B. And this is the one that's really broken my heart, because this is my sweet peppers. You can see them all there. They've all slowly but surely withered up and died. And for the life of me, I cannot really sort of figure out why. So it was good compost, fresh compost. It had all been sieved. It was all lovely, a bit of perlite mixed in their own individual cell trays, just the right size for going into the right size of cell. They'd been watered, they'd been fed, they'd been under the light, it'd been warm enough, conditions were just right, and they've all just gone. We're not having it. We're going to die. And it's a bit odd because there's lots of other things. I don't know how well you can sort of see them down here, all in the same sort of compost, all growing perfectly well. All sorts of different stuff, spring onions, normal onions, cauliflowers, cabbages, lettuces, beetroots, all that sort of stuff, all come, or all in, the same sort of bag of compost that I've used to do all my seedlings at this time of year, and they're all fine. They're all absolutely smashing. The only thing different I can think of that I've used, let me show you them again there, with the peppers that have caused them to do this, was I mixed in some Vitax Growmore into the compost. Because it's special seed compost, it doesn't have a lot of nutrition in it. Put a little bit of extra in there, like I've done before in the past. But in the past I've used fish blood and bone, and I just had some Growmore. Thought, put a bit of sprinkle of that in, just the job, just to bring them on. And I can only think that it's maybe been too much. I've maybe put too much in, and it's maybe burnt the roots, or the plants have gone, oh, it's too much, and they've died. But the aubergines were looking brilliant, and they're almost just, you can see them there, the aubergines are almost just clinging on. And to be honest, I thought the aubergines were going to be okay, but some of them have started to wither. Certainly that one there, that one there, that one there, have all sort of gone. I've got a little bit of hope still. There's still some life in some green in this. So we're going to do something about them. We're going to try and save the aubergines. But before I do that, we've got some bona fide everyday heroes to say thank you to. And that is Sam and Mick. So two of my subscribers got wind of this, saw it in my video, saw the problems I was having, the trouble, the issues, and they've reached out and offered me some plants. So when I'm filming this, unfortunately, I haven't got Mick's plants yet, but he's bringing them all the way over to my neck of the woods. So he stays over the other side of Glasgow, bringing them over to sort of Linlithgow sort of way. What an absolutely brilliant thing to do. What a stand-up guy. You know what it is? How nice are gardeners, allotmenty sort of people, anything like that. What a nice thing to do. So I'm getting some plants off Mick. And I also have this, which is a Joe's long chilli. And Sam sent this through the post, and I think Sam sort of Wales kind of way, and it was easily the best packaged plant I have ever seen. The packaging around this, Sam had taken so much care, so much TLC on packaging this plant, sent it up, Royal Mail, next day delivery, wouldn't take any money from me for the postage or anything like that. And look, it is now my one and only chilli that I've got at the current time. So again, it's in the house under the lights, but a massive, massive thank you to both Sam and to Mick for sorting me out with some plants. And I've had other offers, so Soph, who you might know as the allotment newbie, has offered me some. She's got an absolute rake of chilies and peppers, and they're like so much better. But it's funny, isn't it? How it's just every year there's something. There's always one particular thing every year. Like in the past, was it last year, the year before? It was tomatoes. I had no, last year was squash. Year before was tomatoes. This year, chilies and peppers seem to be having the problem that I can't really quite figure out what it is. Like I say, I think it's the grow more. I think I put too much in and it's caused the plants to have a bit of an adverse reaction to it. But let's see if we can do something to save the aubergines. So the plan that we've got, well, who'd have thought it, you know, April in Scotland, and I think this is a couple of times I've had this problem, is I'm suffering with the sun when filming. There's a video going to come out actually for the tomatoes, and I had an absolute nightmare with the sun when doing that. It has now caused me some problems, but I'm going to try and get these out of these cells. And the compost is, look, I watered them last night, and the compost is looking a little bit wet. I'm going to take around about, they're just coming out there, around about the best 4, I think. So, you know, even taking them out, I don't have a lot of hope for them, but let's get rid of this tray over here. And the idea is, if it's been the nutrition, if there's been too much nutrition in that compost mix or whatever it is that I've done, I'm just going to take them out of that compost. I'm going to wash the roots in this little tub of water I've got. You can see here it's still got, hopefully it's picking that up on the camera, a reasonably decent root system on it. So I guess the question is, are we too late or are we not? And you know, it would be very easy for me to get really, I'm a bit disappointed, don't get me wrong, I'm a bit disappointed that they've all died, but it'd be really easy for me to get very cheesed off, very hacked off and grumpy about the plants failing and whatever. But let's look at this as an opportunity for the tomatoes to do really well. So, you know, the tomatoes always take a little bit of sort of pride of place in the polytunnel anyway, don't they? They're sort of that kind of like premium kind of crop. But could this be the year of the tomato? Because if the chilies and the peppers have failed me, maybe it's the tomato. Maybe it's going to be the year of the tomato. And I'm just gonna. So this compost mix actually that I'm using here, it is just bog standard multi-purpose compost mixed in with a bit of perlite. So I have cleaned out all that extra nutrition in that other compost that was in this big sort of, I don't know what you call it, this green tray, this green tidy sort of tray. And you can see that's taken a little while for the water to soak in there. That's because the compost is actually so dry, because it's not like outside. I mean, the last couple of days have been pretty warm around here, and I'm just helping the water into the compost there with my finger. I'm just sort of helping it to soak down. And you know, the last few days it's actually been really nice around here, and I'm looking for my little dibber thing that I used to put the holes in, and not everything is going to plan at the moment. It should just be up here in the top of my tray, but apparently it's not. But not to worry, we'll use this old pencil and we'll do that. Yeah, but the weather's been lovely. It's been absolutely beautiful. A bit of a sort of purple patch around here in terms of the weather. Like, the last few days have been lovely and warm. Today's probably the coldest it's been for a while. I mean, it's roasting in here in the greenhouse. I've got the sun directly above my head, just absolutely beating down on me, and it's causing a few problems, and I'm getting awfully warm in here. But not to worry, hopefully we'll survive. But outside it is probably just a little bit cooler than you might think it is, going by the pictures on this video. It's only about 12 degrees outside, which, I mean, let's be honest, start of April in Scotland, I mean, I'll take 12 degrees in the next The next 2 weeks, actually, the next couple of weeks forecast, it looks beautiful around here. It looks lovely. Very similar sort of weather sort of thing. So hopefully, all these things over here, I mean, obviously the chilli's going to go back in the house. Hopefully, all these things over here are going to start flying away. So there we go. We have our 4 little aubergine plants potted on. Just 4 little things. I wasn't going to use a whole sort of big sort of cell tray just for those 4 little plants. I'm not a big fan of these old, crinkly, disposable, almost plastic tray sort of things. I much prefer the container-wise ones, but they'll hopefully do the job with the aubergines. I'll be sure to update you. Maybe they'll recover, maybe they won't. There's only one way to find out, and that's to keep watching. Think about subscribing to get future updates to see if we have any more disasters. But there's one thing I wanted to show you, actually. And speaking of that compost, and you know, let me just give you this example again here. Here we are, current state of the peppers. Pretty rough. Let me disappear just for 1 second. Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just picking up the sweet peas, and that's in exactly the same compost, and look at them. They are absolutely flying. In fact, they're probably ready to go out sometime over the next 2 weeks. With this good weather, they're probably going to end up going out. I'm pretty sure of it. It's just bizarre how it's happened. So the only thing I can think of is the Vitax grow more. Have I put too much in? Has it burnt the roots? Has it caused a bit of a problem? I'm always very conscious of when you ever see me planting stuff up at the plot, and I generally use a lot of fish blood and bone in each individual hole that I'm putting stuff in. But when I put it in, I always get my hand in there, mix it up, get it mixed in with the soil so that when the roots go in, they're not going in on a big bed of fish blood and bone. Because I have heard, albeit anecdotally, I couldn't tell you for definite, that it does cause problems with the roots on the plants. If it's too strong, the nutrition can cause problems with it. So that's all I can think of. But let me just finish off here with once more saying a massive thank you to both Mick and to Sam, because I'd be in a right old pickle without any peppers and any chilies without those 2 guys. So thank you very much once more, and that is me done for today. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.